Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Facebook Live here at 8 Letters Bookstore and Publishing. I am your host for today, as well as your book curator, Cindy Wong. And we're going to launch not one, not two, but 3 books for today. Okay, so they are under the 8 Letters brands, other brands. So we have Paghealom by 𝐁𝐎�𝐿 Lipa. Okay, scheduled right now. And we also have some things happening in Blake's mind. So you're seeing it first here. Okay. And another one, Wandering Paradise by Tristan Dilan Tano. Ayan. So sobrang siksek ng hapon na to. So from 4 p.m. until 6 p.m. makakasama niyo ako. So yeah. I hope you won't get tired of my face. Kanina pa akong umaga, no? Kanina pa akong umaga nagla-lunch dito, nagla-live show and everything. So, gamit na yung beauty ko, pati yung outfit. But, well, okay, without further ado, let me introduce our first author for today. So, we have Paghealom, 𝐁𝐎�𝐿 Lipa. Let me read a little bit about his background first. Okay, so si 𝐁𝐎�𝐿 Lipa, ang tao sa likod ng Paghealom sa Facebook at Instagram. Siya ay isang guro sa pampublikong paaralan at kasapi siya ng Sunday writing class, maliit na komunidad ng manunulat sa Cabuyao, Laguna, na itinatag din ng Nadina Gatton at Boom Tenorio ng Philippine Star. Kasalukuyan siyang kumukuha ng masterado sa counseling sa Philippine Normal University at ang paborito niyang libro ay ang Tao Te Ching. Ayan. Hi, JC. Pasok.
Hello po. Magandang hapon po, Miso.
Ayun. Magandang hapon, JC. So, ito na yung book mo, Paghealom. Ayan. I just wanna show it to you guys, no? Available na yan sa ating bookstore. Ganito siya kakapal. Ayan, at may mga colored photos sa loob. Pag-usapan natin yung libro na to, JC. So, Paghealom. The word Paghealom, nag-wordplay ka dito kasi there's the word heal, no?
Yes.
Yun. And then, at the same time, sa Bisaya na salita, Paghealom is like silence yun. So paano saan nagsimula ito?
Yung Paghealom po kasi talaga, bago siya maging libro, isa muna siyang Instagram page or Instagram account. Doon ko po siya unang sinimulan. Like, nag-start siya during the pandemic. During those times, medyo madaming oras, ganun. And then, I just decided to create a page dun sa Instagram or an account sa Instagram. Then, habang nag-iisip ako ng username, naisip ko yung Paghealom. But the thing is, yung Tagalog word na Paghealom, meron ng may-ari ng username na yun. So I decided na kailangan ko mag-isip pa ng bago, but still Paghealom pa din. Then nakita ko na kapag binanggit yung word na Paghealom, pwede ka makabuo ng heal, yung heal na English word. So in-insert ko lang yung heal na English word dun sa Tagalog word na Paghealom. Then actually hindi ko pa siya alam na yung Paghealom pala ay galing sa Visayan word. Nalaman ko lang siya dun sa mga nag-i-interact dun sa page, dun sa mga nagpa-follow sa page. Sinabi nila na yung Paghealom daw in Bisaya means silence. Bilang naisip ko po is, kasi po yung tag name ng mismong page is nakalagay po dun. Pati sa libro, nakalagay po sa libro is, ang Paghealom ay ang tahimik na pag-uwi sa iyong sarili. Bilang nalaman ko na, okay, tama din pala yung tagline niya kasi merong word na tahimik na pag-uwi. So tama nga na yung Paghealom is, which means silence siya. Because I believe pag nag-heal tayo, emotionally, we need silence also, like we need rest. It is very important yung silence and also yung rest in the process of healing. Parang pag sa silence kasi or sa rest, din muna kinakausap yung sarili mo. Ayan. And pag kinakausap yung sarili mo, nagkakaroon ka ng self-reflection, nauunawaan mo yung sarili mo. And knowing yourself is very important or essential in the process of healing. So, doon ko siya nalaro ko yung word na heal in English and also yung Paghealom. Pinagdugsong ko lang po siya. Kasi may nakagamit na po talaga ng word or Tagalog word ng Paghealom as username sa Instagram. Bali, accident ko po siya na-discover.
Oo, pero siguro ano ba, nung nag-start ka ba dito sa page and Instagram na 'to, did you intend to help people, with their healing, or were you also going through something yourself?
Okay po. Nabanggit ko po kanina na during the pandemic po siya na-create. And in those times, medyo hard times yun sa lahat. Like, this is the first time na naranasan yung pandemic ng lahat. Ganun po. And everyone is trying to heal dun sa nangyari. Like, kahit hindi ka natamaan ng COVID-19, but you are trying to heal kasi it is very harmful yung nangyari sa mental health natin. Na-isolate tayo, we need to observe proper social distancing, na bawal lumabas, and so on. And yung way na yun na bawal lumabas, yung notion na bawal na lumabas, inimpede nun yung ano natin na makipag-socialize. And socialization is very important as human because human is a very social, is a social being. And kapag tinanggal sa atin yung pakipag-socialize, nahihirapan tayo to cope sa mga nangyayari. So itong paghilom na to, nung kinreate ko siya, it's my way of coping dun sa nangyari during the pandemic. Like every day sa news, mababalitaan natin tumataas yung case ng COVID-19, and then mababalitaan din natin na tumataas din yung numbers of death due to the COVID-19. And also, isolated tayo, we cannot go outside to talk face-to-face or physical interaction sa iba. So that is my way, yung pag-create ng page, my way of coping dun sa nangyari during the pandemic. I am not really, I don't have any objective na maging healing ko sa iba. Parang inaano ko lang po yung mga thoughts ko during the pandemic kasi wala po ako masyadong makausap or what, ganun.
And ang nakita ko nga dun sa page mo and Instagram mo, no, with the way that you are healing yourself, you also healed people in a way then with your words because ang dami ng followers. Tama ba? Sobrang
Okay po, yes po.
nag-grow ang following mo. Okay, so saan mo hinuhugot itong mga may nagtanong kasi dito, no? Ano ba to? Is it a collection of short stories or ano ba? Like, can you tell us ano ba yung nilalaman nitong paghilom na to?
Ayun po. Yung paghilom, laman po yan ng journal ko. And nasulat ko siya during the pandemic sa journal. I was doing journal since I was high school po. And then yung paghilom, yung mga laman niya, yan yung laman ng journal ko during the pandemic. So it talks about life in general. Parang I just want to try to make sense about life. And yung my way of knowing life is, ang ginawa ko is by looking at myself. Doon po, parang, ayun yung way ko para maunawaan ko yung buhay. Kailangan kong unawaan yung sarili ko. And then as I go along sa pagsusulat ko, then nung pinocompile ko na siya, parang pinaplano ko na siyang maging libro, nalaman ko na nakabuo ako ng limang tema or yung limang tema. And then yung limang tema na yun, ay hindi yung limang chapters ng libro. So parang ang na-realize ko po is, habang kinikilala ko yung sarili ko, itong yung limang tema na to ay yung parang limang kalsada na dinaanan ko habang isinusulat ko siya. So like hindi ako pwedeng makapunta dun sa self-discovery without walking in this path, sa limang path na to or limang road na to. At yung limang path na ngayon or tema or chapters, ayun nga po, yung unang chapters is yung lumbay, which means melancholy. Then pangalawang chapters po doon ay yung sinta or dearly loved in English, or it just talks about romantic love. Then pangatlo is yung padayon. In Visayan language, padayon means to move forward, to continue. Then pang-apat is yung buhay. It talks about existence, yung chapter na buhay. And then the last one is yung balisa, which means anxiety. So from the word itself, paghilom, yung book is about healing. Like, writing is my way of healing. Ayan. So it just talks about purely human emotions. And hindi siya ganoon kahirap unawain, although para medyo poetic yung libro. I try to make the book very easily to read and to understand. Like kapag babasahin mo siya, dapat maunawaan mo agad siya. And I am sure na makaka-relate yung iba because, ayun nga po, yung libro is just talking about purely human emotions. And lahat tayo nararanasan yung mga emotions na yun, like yung sadness, yung sa romantic love, we experience that, and also yung anxiety, and yung existence, like yung mga existential dread, mga katanungan about life.
Ayun. I can really see na you really poured yourself into this book, JC. No?
Yes.
Kasi mula Lumbay, Sinta, Padayon, Buhay, at Balisa, itong 5 chapters na to, parang sobrang siksik niya kasi it actually has a total of 200 pages. So, makapal siya.
Yes.
Tapos, napansin ko rin, no, sa bawat essay na nandito, meron siyang photos, colored pictures. Ayan. So, ikaw ba kumuha ng mga pictures na to?
Yung ilan po yan, ako po yung kumuha, then the rest is came from my friends, yung mga kaibigan ko po. Dinonate po nila sa akin because I told them na gumagawa ako ng libro, and then sabi nila, why not put a picture dun sa book para maging mas maganda siya. So, yun po, nanggaling sa mga friend ko yung idea na yun. So, nanggaling din po sa kanila yung picture. But most of the pictures nanggaling din po sa akin.
So, ayun. So, JC, napansin ko rin no, na puro lugar to. And you were writing this during the pandemic, yung mga times na hindi actually tayo makalabas. So,
Yes,
parang it's a way of teasing. Pero I also want to elaborate no that this is not about the pandemic. It's really about life in general.
About life in general.
Oo. So, may ano ba dito yung masasabi mong paborito mong piyesa sa Paghealom?
Okay po. Yung pinaka-favorite ng piece dyan or isang or line sa Paghealom, matatagpuan siya sa part na sa chapter na Lumbay. And basahin ko po siya sa inyo.
Oo. Yeah, chapter 1.
Chapter 1 po, matatagpuan siya sa Lumbay na chapter. So, ito po siya. I'm not really sure kung anong page niya po dyan sa libro, pero I'm just going to read it na lang po para mapakinggan din ng iba, mga manonood. So, chapter 1 ng book is Lumbay. Ito yung isa sa mga nilalaman ng chapter na yun. Madami kang makikilala na tao sa buong buhay mo. Ibig sabihin ay makakasama mo sila ng matagal at makikita mo ang piraso ng kanilang pagkatao. May mga tahimik na agos, may mga rumaragasang mga alon, may mga umaapoy na gubat at may mga nagtataasan na mga bundok. Masasaktan ka ng ilan sa kanila, paghihilumin ka naman ng iba. Makakaramdam ka ng kasiyahan sa kanila at ganoon din naman, makakaramdam ka ng kalungkutan mula sa kanila. Ano't ano pa man, may mga bagay sila na ituturo sa iyo. Matututunan mo ang buhay dahil sa kanila. Iiwanan ka nila ng mga aral na hindi mo matututunan sa pakikinig at pagbabasa sa mga kilalang tagapagsalita at manunulat. Ito ang kapangyarihan ng pakikisalamuha. Dahil ang pagharap mo sa tao ay direktang pagharap mo sa buhay. Totoo na mas nauunawaan natin ang buhay kapag mag-isa, ngunit mas natututo tayo mabuhay kapag may kasama. So, yun po yung laman isa sa mga laman ng chapter na Lumbay.
Ang ganda. So, mas nabubuhay tayo kapag may kasama? Yan ba yung huling line?
Yes po. Ang huling line po niya is, mas nauunawaan natin yung buhay kapag mag-isa. Pero mas natututo tayong mabuhay kapag meron tayong kasama.
O, diba? Yun yung sinasabi ko eh. Mayroon kang hugot. Meron ako ditong nakita. I also want to share with you guys, no, dito sa book. Hindi dahil nagtapos ang isang pag-ibig ay ibig sabihin hindi na ito totoong pag-ibig. Hindi dahil nabigo ang isang pangarap ay ibig sabihin hindi na tayo totoong nangarap. Hindi kinakailangan na magtagal ang isang bagay para masabing ito ay totoo. Pwedeng maging totoo ang isang bagay kahit sa maikling panahon lang. Ayun. Gusto ko lang i-share, no? Marami akong mga dito, yung mga linya. Actually, bawat line bawat page, sobrang sulit. Bawat page nito, may mapupulot ka. Like, pwede mo siyang ilagay sa ilalim ng unan mo. And pwede kang, at the end of the day, or maybe when you wake up in the morning, pwede kang mag-ini, mini, miny mo, and alin dito kaya yung ma-apply ko today, no? So yun, may punch talaga. Ayun. So, JC, ano ba? Na-in love ka na ba? Para
I think ano po kasi, kapag writer ka, laging ang pinaka maiisip mong topic po. Para may ganung notion or may ganung stereotype pag writer ka, laging maiisip mong topic. Hindi mo maisip yung topic na romantic love. So, like, it is very impossible na hindi mo siya maitapik sa obra mo, yung romantic love na yun. So that is why yung Sinta na chapter, nandun siya. Dahil kagaya na nabanggit, yung book is about healing. Parang dun tayo sa romantic love kadalasan nasusugatan. Like, dun din natin kadalasan nakikilala yung sarili natin. So that is why it is very impossible na hindi ko siya ilagay sa libro. Because, ayun nga po, dun tayo nasusugatan, dun din tayo kadalasan nagigilo.
Lalo na during the pandemic, medyo marami yatang nag-break dahil, some of them, they stayed in one place and then they realized na, hindi sila, swak sa isa't isa. And then, there are those people na ako hindi makapag-travel at hindi na nakayanan yung distance. Hindi na rin makalabas. So, ayun, medyo, I'm sure, maraming makaka-relate sa libro na to. Ayan. So, siguro, bigyan pa natin, marami naman tong entries siguro bigyan pa natin ng more lines from the book itong mga nanonood sa atin ngayon.
Okay po. Ito naman pong line na to ay nanggaling sa chapter na Sinta or sa romantic love. Sa chapter 2. And ito po yung laman niya. Isa sa mga laman ng chapter na Sinta. Tungkol siya sa how memories is very important sa love. Ang alaala ay marunong ulit magmahal. Sa mga alaala na binuo natin kasama ang mga tao na ating minahal, doon nakasilid ang ating pag-ibig. Ang alaala ay isang pag-ibig. Habang may kakayanan ang isip natin na umalala, may kakayanan din itong magmahal. Kapag binura natin ang mga alaala, binura na rin natin ang ating pag-ibig. Kung sakali man na mawala ang alaala natin sa ating isip, patuloy pa rin itong hihimlay sa bawat piraso ng ating katawan. Nakahimlay sa ating balat, nakasulid sa ating pang-amoy, nakasiksik sa ating pandinig. Kaya mahirap lumimot dahil mayroon tayong isip at katawan na umaalala ng pag-ibig na minsan nating ibinigay at naramdaman. Kapag lubos nating minahal ang isang tao, nagiging parte siya ng buo nating pagkatao, kasama sa bawat pintig ng ating puso. So, ayun po yung laman ng chapter na Sinta. Tungkol po yan sa how memories is very important sa love. Kasi when we talk about love lagi po, or specifically romantic love, ang lagi natin naisip dyan yung heart natin, yung puso. But the reality is, when we talk about love, we talk about our brain or yung memories. Yun po talaga, like, hindi siya yung puso, kundi yung utak natin. Yung utak natin yung nakakaramdam ng pagmamahal, yung utak din natin yung gumagawa ng pagmamahal. So, ayun, sa utak ko nag-i-store yung mga alaala na kung saan parang ito yung mga nangyari, naaalala ng utak natin yung pag-ibig, and then kahit na mawala na yung taong yun, yung pag-ibig na yun buhay pa rin sa atin kasi meron tayong alaala.
So, wow, okay.
Ibig sabihin nun.
This is the first time. This is the first time that I've read about love compared to dinidescribe this way. Kasi lagi nilang sinasabi na when you love someone, it's always the heart. Huwag mong pakinggan yung puso mo. Lagi mong gamitin yung utak mo. Diba? Like, what a metaphor. In reality, it is actually your brain who's deciding. No? And
yes,
ito yung nagpi-play sa utak mo na, or nagsasabi sa'yo na, mahal mo na yung taong yan. Or, tapos minsan, yung brain mo din, yung kahit hindi naman talaga kayo, yun yung nag-a-assume na, hopeful. Ganun. Sila yung hopeless romantic. So, memories equals to Love. Okay, so
Love.
maganda yan. Oo. Ay, first time ko itong marinig at very original, very authentic, no? First time ko tong hindi ko pa to nabasa sa ibang mga libro at di ko pa to naririnig sa lahat. But sa totoo lang, may katotohanan dahil ako looking back based from my own experience, ang hold on talaga sa isang relationship is yung yung mind mo, kung gaano siya ka-strong, kung gaano siya katatag na, "Uy mahal ko 'tong taong 'to, naniniwala ako dito." Parang yung utak mo na rin yung nagpapaniwala sa'yo na mahal mo yung taong
Mahal mo
yun.
yun.
So, grabe ang heavy 'no? Ang heavy
Like,
ng discussion. So yun may isa pa tayong babasahin, okay, JC. So, but if you guys add to cart na yan, Paghilom, 680 pesos. Kasi colored siya sa loob, so that's why. And also, it's 200 pages and sobrang sulit naman talaga ng librong to. You can check it out at 8lettersbooks.com/shop. Oo, ayun. So, yun. So, JC, bigyan mo pa kami ng isa pang line para sa ating mga viewers. Kasi sobrang active ng comment section natin ngayon. Ayun, sobrang active. Pero later ko na sila babasahin. Ayun.
okay po. Itong line naman po na to ay nanggaling sa chapter na Padayon, or in English, to move forward. And it talks about dreams. Yung chapter na Padayon, it talks about dreams and failures. So, babasahin natin yung isa sa mga laman ng chapter na Padayon. Para sa mga gustong sumuko sa kanilang pangarap. Magpahinga muna, ngunit huwag sumuko. Wala sa bilis ang kahulugan ng buhay. Ito ay nasa pag-usad. Napapagod ka dahil ikaw ay nagmamadali. Ngunit ang sabi ng pangarap mo, nandito lang ako, hindi ako aalis. Hihintayin kita na makapagpahinga. Hindi tayo ang pumili sa pangarap natin. Ang pangarap natin ang pumili sa atin. Kaya kung ginagawa mo ang lahat para makamit mo ang iyong mga pangarap, magtiwala na ginagawa din ng pangarap mo ang lahat para maabot mo siya. So, yun po yung laman ng, isa sa mga laman ng chapter na Padayon.
Ayun. So, don't worry. Dahil may ginagawa rin yung pangarap mo para sa pangarap mo.
Pati, ito po yung sa line na po na yun, ay sa laman ng binasa po na yun. Kasi iniisip natin lagi na tayo yung, like, pinapipili tayo kung ano yung gusto natin marating, ganun, or kung ano yung pangarap na gusto natin. But this time, ang medyo na-realize ko na minsan hindi tayo yung pumipili ng pangarap natin. Minsan yung pangarap natin, siya yung pumili sa atin. Like, para naganap yung pangarap natin na utak kung saan siya pupunta kasi alam ng pangarap na yun na ay eto kaya niyang maging totoo, kaya niya akong i-process, kaya niya akong gawing totoo, ganun. So yung mismo yung pangarap natin yung pumili sa atin. That is why I view failure lagi as not the end of my dreams. Like, for me, failure, it is the universe way of saying na mali lang yung paraan mo ng pag-abot dun sa pangarap mo. So, try ka ulit ng iba pang paraan para maabot mo siya. So, ayun po yung pinaka meaning nung binasa kong yun sa Padayon. Like, yung pangarap po natin yung pumili sa atin. Hindi tayo yung pumili sa pangarap natin.
Ayan, there's so much wisdom here, JC. Pwede bang malaman, sino yung nag-influence sa'yo sa mga ganitong mga bagay? Ikaw ba, nagpalabasa ka ba ng mga self-help books din? Or saan ka kumukuha ng inspiration para makabuo ng ganitong mga akda?
Ayun po. Actually, hindi po ako palabasa ng mga self-help books. Like po, konti lang yung mga self-help na nababasa ko. But nabanggit kanina po dun sa may bio, writer's bio, na kasapi po ako ng isang maliit na small writing community dito po sa Laguna, which is being led by Sir Continorius, Sir Bong po. Actually, nanonood po yata siya ngayon. So, hi Sir. Siya po ay isang columnist sa Philippine Star, and then tinuturuan niya po kami ng libre doon sa lugar po namin. Since yung writing po namin is a community, and it's about writing workshop. Ang pinaka-unique po dun sa writing community namin is hindi niya kami tinuturuan ng technicalities about writing. What Sir Boom is teaching is about life. Like, nagkukwentuhan lang kami tungkol sa buhay. And then yung mga learnings na napupulot namin, just very random. Like, we are just talking about life, our dreams, and of course, yung romantic love. Kaya po siguro rin yung laman ng libro is tungkol din doon sa life, sa dreams, and romantic love. Like, most of my learnings doon ko po nakuha sa writing community na yun.
Ayun, very helpful talaga no, na maging parte ng isang writing community. Maraming salamat ulit kila Miss Nadina Gaton at Sir Boom Tenorio ng Philippine Star. No, dahil kasali si Jan or si JC dito sa community of sa writing community ninyo. And I would also recommend this to other writers, and also not just to writers but also to other book enthusiasts or life enthusiasts in general. No, join communities, try natin makipag palitan ng mga ideas, contribute, or ano ba, yun nga, it's really helpful sa in a way, the way we lead our lives. Siguro tingnan nyo, baka next time makabuo na rin kayo ng ganitong klaseng compilation. Ayan. So be active, be proactive in your community or whatever it is that you're interested in. So JC, dahil nalalapit na rin yung natin, pagtatapos ng book launch na to, saan ba namin ikaw mahanap? Meron kang well, aside sa Facebook and Instagram, no, kasi these are your pages dedicated sa Paghealom. Pero like, what if they want you to they want to find you? Saan ka ba namin mahahanap?
Ayun po. Aside from the social media like Instagram and Facebook, pwede nyo rin po akong mahanap kapag po nagkaroon ng physical signing ng book mismo. Like, ako po mismo yung magsasign ng book. May nagkakaroon po ng yung 8 letters, magkakaroon po ng ganong event. So, pwede nyo po akong ma-meet po doon and sign the book for you.
Yun. So, I also want to share with you, JC, na may nag-order din actually from our US distributors. So, bago pa siya na-distribute dito sa Pilipinas, may kumuha na ng copies ng Paghealom, no? So, mauuna silang makabasa doon. Actually, it was just delivered this morning. So, ayan. So, okay, so it will reach those people who are in the US. So, yung mga nandito naman sa Pilipinas, so alam nyo na kung saan to hahanapin. Hanapin nyo to sa Shopee, sa Lazada, at meron din sa aming website. Ayan, it's only 680 pesos. And again, it's filled with photos. Each page, okay, is filled with photos and napaka lalim na mga wisdom at kung ano-ano pa from JC. Ayan. So, maraming salamat, JC. May gusto ka bang sabihin? Teka, ipapakita ko na lang din kung sino yung mga nandito, no, sa ating mga comment section. Andito si Hersam Sato, si Jessica, ayan, si Joshua. Okay, ayan. Sana all. Ayan, so, ayan, maraming mga discussion dito eh. Si Joshua, si PJ, si Jobert. Ayan, thank you sa inspirasyon. At sino pa ba? Ayan, si Raymond Gonzalez. Sabi niya pang regalo sa Christmas para malungkot naman ang mga tao dito. Laging masaya eh. So I think itong book na to, although yung introduction na to, no, may disclaimer na it will not automatically heal you. I would say na inspirational pa rin siya. Ayan. So, ayan si Angel. Ayan, maraming salamat po for actively commenting dito sa sa ating Facebook comments. Ayan, maraming salamat. Actually, may mananalo ng book, pero we will just announce it later at the end of our book launch. Yan, so just keep on commenting, keep on watching. Mamimigay kami ng isang copy ng Paghilom. Ayan. So, JC, do you have any other messages for our audience today?
Okay po. Just a disclaimer lang po, although the book is about healing, and also words can heal, has the power to heal, I would still recommend para dun sa mga nakakaranas ng depression or anxiety na to consult with a psychiatrist or psychologist or counselor para dun sa mga ganong uri na ng mga pinagdadaanan nila. This is not a substitute for a therapy or a trauma work. The book is not a substitute for a therapy or trauma work. It is still good kung magpa-consult po sila sa mga professional on that kind of field.
Ayun. So, yan. So, tandaan nyo yan, guys. So, it's always best to find or reach out to professionals or, even to your friends and family din. Kung sa tingin nyo, wag tayo magmukmok lang sa isang tabi if you're feeling lost or, just keep on reaching out. So, thank you, JC, for this book. Thank you for writing this book, Paghilom. It's such a beautiful book. And, ayan, you guys, remember to get a copy of Paghilom. Okay? So, thank you, JC. And
thank you rin po sa 8 Letters team for giving the chance din sa book na yun na ma-publish ko. Like, I am also finding other publisher na makapag-publish ko ng book. And then, kayo po yung unang nag-reach out. Kayo po yung unang parang nagtiwala dun sa book. So, I just want to say thank you rin po sa pagtitiwala dun sa book.
Walang anuman, JC. Katiwa-tiwala naman talaga yung book na to. And we can see na it can help so many people out there, itong Paghilom. So, it's a very important book, relevant book nowadays. Ayun. So, thank you din, JC, for trusting 8 Letters to publish your book. Ayun.
Thank you po.
Ayun. Thank you so much, JC. And you guys, just stay tuned dahil susunod na yung pangalawang book na ila-launch natin. So, we'll be back in a bit. Thank you, JC. Okay, so yung nakita nyo kaninang advertisement, it's our weekly show, The Perfect Cup, na nag-start lang din earlier today. For season 3, kasi nakailang season na siya. For the past several months, medyo matagal namin siyang binild up. And finally, we're back for season 3. So, ayun, you can watch The Perfect Cup every Saturday, at 9 a.m. So, abangan nyo. Pwede kayong mag-check ng mga previous episodes on Spotify, and also you can check out the publishing house. So, ayan. we're getting ready for our second book. Ayan, Something's Happening in Blake's Mind. Okay, fresh from the printer by Jansen Bognot. Ayan, so ito yung kanyang back cover. Ayan, so parang nag-aano lang tayo ng makeup, no? Ayan. Okay, so what is this book all about? We're going to find out because we have the author gracing our show himself. Okay, so but bago ang lahat, let me just read a little bit of introduction about him. Okay, so si Jansen Bognot, also known as an author without a pen, is an 18-year-old author with only one thing in his mind: writing. Aside from reading fantasy and sci fi novels, he has been writing since he was a child. He loves writing about sci fi stories because he wants to create a world that no one has ever seen before. Ayan, so Jansen, come in. Ayan, nandito ka na ba? Tut, tut, tut.
Hello po, naririnig po ba ako?
Oh,
Magandang
narinig.
hapon po.
Magandang hapon,
Opo.
Jansen. Alam ko, papaalis ka na
Magandang
ng,
hapon po, ma'am.
aalis ka na ng 5 p.m. Tama?
Opo. Opo, sorry po. Pero I'm so glad po na nakapunta po ako dito.
Mm-mm. Ayan, no worries, no worries. We'll try to get as much information from you about this book as possible. So, can you tell me what is actually happening in Blake's mind?
Something's happening in Blake's mind is a story of a teenage boy named Blake who is suffering from lucid dreaming, sleep paralysis, and realization. Something is happening one day na unusual dun sa lucid dreaming niya. May nagpakitang isang batang babae na naka-jacket na may pixelated yung muka.
Mm-mm.
May ano yun, sign language yun. So, hindi niya alam yung gagawin niya. So, naapektuhan na yung daily lives niya with his friends na kung ano yung gagawin niya, na tuloy na ba siyang mababaliw? Ano yung mga dapat dun sa babaeng napapanaginipan niya dun sa panaginip niya po?
Mm-mm. Oo. So, ano ba? Para siyang Inception ba? In a way? Ay, hindi. Ayan. Sorry. Ayan. So, I was like thinking, no, sabi mo kasi kanina, this is actually a sci-fi novel. This is a sci-fi novel.
Apo.
But, because it's related to dreaming, so, para siyang may Inception in a way, yung movie na Inception ni Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm not sure if you've
Apo,
watched.
opo, yung kay ano. Actually po, hindi naman po.
Mm-mm.
Story po kasi siya niya, parang nananaginip po siya nagkaka-lucid dreaming po siya, tas lagi po siya napupunta doon. Parang nagkaroon hole po sa panaginip niya. Wala naman pong ibang tao na pumapasok dun sa ano, yung isang batang babae lang po. Na which is malalaman nila sa Pero po yung ano, yung sinasabi niyo pong Inception, parang balak ko rin pong gawin yun sa sequel po ng story. Pero pwede po, malay natin.
Malay natin, malay natin. So, ito, ang napansin ko, no, by the way, very interesting yung dedication dito. Because it's dedicated para sa mga
Opo.
tao na natutulog. Matulog ka na. Ayan. Ikaw ba, umaabot ng ganitong oras, nagising? 3 o'clock ka ba
Opo,
natutulog?
sobra. Actually po, ano po parang may insomnia din po ako nung panahon na sinusulat ko yan. So parang naisip ko na, okay, kailangan ko ng I wrote that kind of dedication po.
So, napansin ko rin dito, no, yung table of contents actually, ayan.
Opo.
Ito yung mga exclamation statements dito sa ano na to, like sa story na to, like may OMG, SLR, fudge, um throwback #throwback Thursday, go be, adios. Ayan, yan yung table of contents nitong book na to. Like, it's so, is it Gen Z? Ikaw ba ay from the Gen Z generation?
18 years old pa lang po, so I'm a part of a Gen Z generation po. So,
Mm-mm.
ni-wrote ko po yung ganyang chapter titles because to emphasize po na this story is for Gen Z. Like, hindi po siya normal na story na para lang pong nagbabasa ng story. Nandun rin po yung mga way or paano mag-act
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Ayan, ayan, ayan. So, ano bang ibig sabihin ng NGL?
NGL po stands for not gonna lie. Kadalasan pong ginagamit po natin yan sa mga messages, ganyan,
Oo,
apps,
oo. Alam
messenger.
ko naman. Oo, alam ko yun. Di
Ay,
ba
sorry po, sorry po, sorry po.
Okay, okay. So, NGL, this book is really something. Kasi nakita ko like may mga ganito din siyang illustrations and all that. So, it's actually a novella of 145 pages. So, can you describe, sino ba yung protagonist natin dito? So, si Blake. So, aside from him having this lucid dream, sino ba siya? Can you describe this character?
Actually, si Blake po, nakikita ko po sa sarili ko. Siya po yung klaseng tao na walang pakialam sa paligid niya, pero once na in-enter niya ang isang mission, itutuloy at itutuloy niya po. Lalong-lalo na po kapag na sama na sa problem niya yung friends niya, gagawin at gagawin niya po lahat ng best niya para po may maitulong po siya or may maigawa siya kahit man hindi niya sure kung magagawa niya, at least ipaglalaban niya po yung best niya for his friends.
Mm, mm. So, okay. So, he's a very determined guy. So, is
Yes
he like
po.
18 years old then?
Yes po.
Ato eh. Ikaw ba nagkaka-lucid dreaming ka rin?
Actually po, yes, inspiration ko po niyan kasi yung na-experience ko. So, what if I make a story that is, what if I make a sci-fi story that it is beyond my imaginations? Ganyan po. Ginawan ko po siya ng twist na in-explain po in fantasy way. Yun po.
Mm,
Or
oo.
sci-fi way.
Oo, in a sci-fi way. Tapos, parang, kasi it's very interesting in a way na bakit ka nakagawa ng mundo with your dream. Parang, it reminds me of Stranger Things. I mean, hindi naman sila nananaginip doon, but gumagawa ka ng pintuan. So, yeah, that's
Opo.
really something. And again, napili namin tong book na to dahil doon sa pagiging original niya, pagiging authentic niya, na parang, okay, this is an original. So, that's why we went for this. Something's happening in Blake's mind. And pasok na pasok naman kasi like it's I would say, a young adult book, no? For
Opo.
18-year-old readers. So, kaya ganun. By the way, it also reminds me of, di ba, pag may mga ganitong stories or premise ng story, meron din siyang mga kasama. Tama ba?
Opo.
Oo, meron siyang company dito eh. So, can we describe it to our audience? Sino ba yung mga kasama ni Blake dito? Mag-isa lang ba siyang, mag-isa lang ba niyang nilalabanan yung mga, or nagkakaroon ng adventure? Ako lang ba yung may adventure o may kasama rin siya?
Actually po, he has a circle of friends. Apat po sila. Si Sanila, a shy type kind of person. Si Ezra, who is his sacristan friend,
Mm-mm.
and Liza, who is his friend with, medyo medyo nanayish, ganon.
Mm-mm.
Nila, nagtutulungan po sila. Ay, actually, hindi po nila alam yung nangyayari kay Blake. Parang sinasarili lang po yun ni Blake yung, yung, niya, yung problem niya. Tapos parang, yung napapanaginipan po ni Blake dun sa panaginip niya is somehow connected. May pinapahiwatig po yung sa babae sa panaginip niya na may dapat gawin siya dun sa
Mm-mm.
circle of friends nila na dapat may ganito. Pero hindi talaga maintindihan ni Blake kasi nga hindi marunong mag-sign language si Blake. Pipi rin po kasi yung yung babae dun sa
Mm-mm.
connected po lahat ng nangyayari. Ayoko magbibigay ng spoiler pero
Oh my God.
parang ang hirap magkwento ng spoiler. Sa mga friends niya po. Ang dulo, magtutulungan po silang lahat, maglalabanan po sila sa pure gold. Magtatago sila dun sa sa Pandayan Bookshop, ganyan.
Mm-mm.
Tapos ililigtas po nila yung isang friend po nila na pinahihiwatig po dun sa sa ng babaeng bata sa panaginip niya po.
Magkakaroon ba 'to ng sequel? Kasi parang it ended in a cliffhanger.
Yes po. Actually, it ended with ano, mura po, pero dinelete po ata ng ano, editor. Masyado pong ano, masyado pong pero okay lang naman po kasi medyo weird. Kasi nag-ano po ako ng story na siyempre kailangan natin natural, ganyan-ganyan. Ano po,
Mm.
yung magkakaroon po siya ng sequel. Actually, yung sequel niya po, ginagawan ko na po siya ng story ng Something's Happening in Everyone's Mind. Yung
Hmm.
Happening in Everyone's Mind, about po siya sa 5 people, isa na rin po dun si Blake, na sa July 27, 1920, July 27, 2020 year po yung gap nila sa isa't isa.
Mm.
Same lang po yung nangyayari sa isang araw nila. Parang may something na nangyayari din. Napupunta rin po sila sa lucid dreaming nila, pero nakikita na po sila sa mga REM world po nila. Yun lang po. Yun po muna masasabi ko sa ano, sequel po.
Sequel, ayan. So, may aabangan
Ah,
na tayo from Jansen. So, Jansen, sabi mo dito, like, when I was reading the about the author information, um, wala kang ibang iniisip kundi magsusulat. Ano ba? Ito ba talaga yung course mo or is this just a hobby?
Actually po, I take broadcasting po ngayon I love writing stories po talaga. Kasi simula nung nanonood pa ako ng Batibot, may ano dun eh, may parang ano yun, yung gumagawa sila ng libro, ganun ganon. Tapos parang na-inspired ako, ay wow, parang gusto ko rin magsulat nito. Tapos nung simula po nung nabasa ko po yung No Limit to Hunger nung grade 9, tapos Alpha nung grade 10, parang na-inspired po ako kay Rizal na, what if gumawa rin ako ng story on my own, na pangarap ko 'to eh, ganyan-ganyan. Tapos
Mm.
simula po nung nagsulat ng story. Actually, this story, Something's Happening in Blakesman, is one of my favorite story po kasi sobrang realistic niya po talaga. Parang kung ano po talaga salita, ganun po yung way na nilalagay ko po dun sa story. So, only thing writing, the only one is on my mind is always writing po. Ganun po. Parang nasa nature ko na po siya as a person.
Oo, your nature as a person. So, siguro at this time, puwede na siguro tayong ano 'no, puwede ka na siguro magbasa ng a few lines from the book, yung para naman ma-excite yung audience natin, like, what is this book all about?
Ah, pa, bawal po magsabi ng mura dito na yung ano. Pero po,
Wow,
pinaka-favorite line ko po, opo,
mm,
line ko po sa book is yung nag-uusap po sila sa Messenger.
mm,
Yung ang tawag po sa team nila hotdog team. Tapos may
mm,
mga sarili-sarili silang nicknames, Glay Malapox, ano yun? Ezra Babaero.
oo,
Kasi po ang nangyari nun, parang pumunta po kasi sila sa bahay ni Glay, nagpahula po sila kung anong nangyayari po kay Blake, kung ano po, kung
mm,
yung future na ano, na parang parang normal way ng mga Gen Z po mag-chat.
mm,
Yung ganyan, ganyan, sorry, sorry pre, sorry, ganyan, ganun, ganyan po. Yun po yung pinaka-favorite
mm,
ko. Actually, hindi ko na po maalala yung ibang mga, yung pinaka-excite, yung mga lines po na ano, pero yung sa GC po nila, yun lang po naalala ko masyado.
oo. Meron dito, eh, 'no, yung hotdog team malakas. May copy ka ba
Opo.
diyan sa harap mo or
Ay, bubuksan ko. Opo. Wait lang po.
sige, sige lang, sige lang. So, oo, habang hinahanap ni Jansen, ito rin, isa sa mga libro na 'to, isa sa mga libro namin na nakuha rin ng aming US distributor. So, meron na rin tayong copy nito papunta on the way to the US.
Wow.
So, yeah, yeah. So, may nag-order na nito. So, paano naman yung ano, Team Pilipinas, baka gusto niyo namang umorder, you can get it on Shopee, Lazada, and also from our website. So, yan, nakikita niyo dito sa website namin. It's only 380 pesos. Kung kahapon kayo nag-order, may 10% discount. Yeah. So, ayun. It's only
Wala po, hindi ko po
380,
mabuksan yung
madali
laptop.
lang. Okay, sige, sige. You know what? If it's too much, kung medyo matagal, okay lang din na ano, sabihin mo lang whenever you're ready. So gusto ko lang
Sige po.
ikwento dito, merong hotdog team malakas, kung saan nag-uusap si Glay Malapox. si Sanila, si Ezra Babaero. Oo, ayun. Silang tatlo lang dito sa conversation na 'to. O gusto mo ba ako na lang magbasa?
Sige, ma'am. Sige, ma'am.
Sige,
Hindi mo
sige.
talaga mahanap. Sorry po.
Okay, no worries. Eto, ang chapter na 'to is called Oo. Medyo tinanggal namin yung mura
Apa.
dito. Pagka-uwi ko ay ganito agad ang bumungad sa cellphone ko. Malakas na sunod-sunod na tunog ng notification ng Messenger. Meron itong 5 unread messages. Hotdog team malakas. Okay, so Glay Malapox. Guys, sorry sa ginawa ni Lola kanina. Sabi naman ni Sanila, anyari? At sabi naman ni Ezra Babaero, Los, haha, eat dagstig. Ano ba ginawa niyo dito? Ito ba yung may sumuka?
Opo, yun po kasi yung chapter na, 'di ba? Yung lola po ni Glay na na parang manghuhula po siya na may divination po siya na something. Tapos
Mm-mm.
po after po noon, after niya hawakan si Blake, nasuka po siya sa kay Blake po. Kaya medyo na po sila Glay no pa.
I don't know where you're getting these ideas from, pero sana hindi mabaliw yung magbabasa nito. But it's definitely hell of an adventure for sure, no? For the reader. Ayun. So sabi ni Glay Malapok, sorry talaga Blake. Huhuhu. Okay lang. And then nakauwi ka na? Oo, ngayon lang. But don't worry naman guys, hindi naman, inedit naman namin to. So it's not like, or even when we receive the manuscript, may mga statements no na although it looks like na text messages, the entire text of this novel ay well, it's actually a novel naman. So yung mga nabanggit lang namin kanina is yung text conversations. Bakit nga ba yun yung napili natin? But yun. So Jansen, meron ka pa bang like favorite part dito? Ito. I think this will be interesting for people to know. Yung about sa pagiging bukas mata. What is this about?
Bukas mata po. Actually, bukas mata po dapat pronunciation yan. Ang naisip ko po kasi, 'di ba, may sa Harry Potter po, may wizard sila. Sa Percy Jackson may sa Half-Blood po may sila may mga demigods. Sa
Mm-mm.
po sa Vampire Diaries may mga vampires, sa Teen Wolf po may mga wolf, sa ganyan. Naisip ko po, what if I make something interesting na na hindi pa naiisip ng mga tao. So, naisip ko po sa sarili ko na I'm a lucid dreamer, ganyan, na nag-sleep paralysis po ako. I call them bukas mata. Actually, I open eye po tawag dapat dyan eh. Kaso, inisip ko, siguro mas interesting kapag tinagalog ko siya. So, tinawag ko siyang bukas mata. So, yun po yung tawag sa mga taong nag-lucid dream po. Sa story ko yun po yung mga tawag sa mga taong nag-lucid dream po, nag-realization, tsaka po nag-sleep paralysis po. Tapos yung, di ba sabi ko may sequel po yung Something's Happening in Everyone's Mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yun po, parang mga bukas mata po sila na tao na na parang magsasama-sama po sila sa iisang dream to save the world po from reality.
Oo. Merong, like, at the end of the book, makikita mo dito yung mga symptoms kung isa kang bukas mata. Tama ba? Ayun. Kung malakas ang pakiramdam mo sa tuwing may tumitingin sa'yo at napapalingon ka na lang bigla. Kapag palagi ka na lang nag-sleep paralysis, pag napupunta ka sa kakaibang mundo ng paulit-ulit, nananaginip ng tuldok na bigla na lamang lumalaki na may white na background. Kung naaalala mo bigla mga panaginip mo noong bata ka, nakakaisip ng mga bagay-bagay kapag subconscious ang utak mo bago matulog. Naglalakbay ka ng paulit-ulit sa panaginip mo. Ayun. Kung meron ka ng lahat ng mga ito, ay isa ka na rin tulad ni Blake. Isa kang bukas mata. Kung gusto mong makontrol ang pagiging tulad nito, ay buksan mo ang iyong kasuluk-sulukang lalim ng iyong panaginip. Hanggang sa mapuntahan mo ang sacred realm ni Ina. Ang ina ng mga panaginip. Ang ina ng mga bukas mata. Ayan. So, I hope hindi siya na-spoil, but oo. Ayan.
Po siya, parang po siya, introduction na po siya sa sequel na po ng susunod po na story. Actually po yung mga yung mga description na po yun, lahat po yun na-experience ko kasi ang number one purpose din po kasi ng libro na to na kaya ko po sinulat is naghahanap din po ako ng mga katulad ko, like Katulad po nung mga mga nanaginip nung bata po sila, nanaginip sila ng tuldok na biglang lumalaki. Kasi naniniwala po ako kasi hindi lang po ako naka-experience ng gano'n eh. Taong tumitingin sa akin kahit nakatalikod, bigla-bigla po ako napapalingon. Kasi po, ni-wrote ko po yung story na yan kasi para halimbawa may isang tao rin po na na ganyan din po na nararanasan. Masasabi niya, ay, ganito rin pala ako. So, isa rin akong bukas mata, ganyan. So, parang parang naghahanap din po ako ng mga taong katulad ko for them po, para sa kanila din po yung mga story na yan, para na magkaroon po sila ng ng isa pala akong kakaibang tao, isa akong bukas mata, hindi ako baliw. Ganun po.
Ayun. So sa mga nakaka-relate kay Jansen, it will be best kung makikita o makukuha nyo yung kopya nyo ng book na to, Something's Happening in Blake's Mind. It's only 380 pesos. You can find it on Shopee, Lazada, and also from our website, yun, 8lettersbooks.com/shop. So, Jansen, last question. Saan ka ba namin mahahanap?
Mahanap din ako sa bahay. Joke lang. Actually po, maliban po sa social media po, na meron din po akong Wattpad. Time din yung ilang mga stories ko po, mga sci-fi fantasy stories, mga short stories ko po. Pwede niyo po akong makita doon. Tapos i-email niyo rin po ako, markyansenbog@gmail.com, kung gusto niyo po akong makausap. Open din para ako na lang order para sa inyo, para ako na rin pipirma ng mga book niyo. Tapos ako na lang magpapa-deliver sa inyo kung malapit yung bahay niyo sa akin. Tapos yun, pwede niyo akong kausapin. I'm open naman po sa kahit anong conversation or kahit sinong gusto mo kausapin.
Ayun,
Marami
lalo na
ako pinaparinggan.
Ayun, maraming salamat, Jansen. And mag-ingat ka sa pupuntahan mo ngayon. And maraming salamat din sa mga nanonood sa atin ngayon. Once again, it's only 380 pesos, murang-mura. And siksik. Okay, marami kang mababasa dito. And you can relate to this if you're Gen Z or millennial o kahit anong age ka. Ayun. Thank you so much, Jansen. At guys, stay tuned. May 6 p.m. pa tayo. Okay? Thank you, Jansen.
Maraming salamat, ma'am. Thank you po. Shout out po.
Bye. All right. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the second part of our book launch here at Eight Letters Bookstore and Publishing. So, this is our weekly live. We're trying to make it a regular thing every Saturday from 4 p.m. onwards. So, just stay tuned every Saturday because we're launching books weekly. Ayan. So, well, the flexibility of indie publishing nga naman. But for our last book launch for today, well, last but not the least, we have, ta-dan, Wandering Paradise by Tristan Tano. Ayan, Wandering Paradise. Just want to show you the front and back. Yan, and the spine. So it's a total of 150 pages. Okay, so I have Tristan with us today, but let me just read his bio so you guys have a little bit of background and you know what to ask because this is the best time then, during the online launch to ask questions or to comment. Because actually, one lucky commenter tonight will win a book, one of the three books, we're giving away. Okay, so Tristan Tano is a Filipino writer born and raised in the heart of Metro Manila. Philippines, a recent graduate of the courses AB Psychology and BS Business Management in De La Salle University. He has a spirited fascination with writing and making things. He writes to make engaging fantasies, bringing ideas to life and carve worlds out of thin air. Can you imagine that? He is also the creator and host of the Meaning of Life podcast, where he goes on a journey of conversations to map what life truly means. The Meaning of Life podcast is available on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and other podcast hosting platforms. Follow him on his socials at Tristan Bill on Twitter and Instagram, and feel free to email him. We'll flash that in a bit. But Tristan, please come in. Hi. How are you doing?
Hi, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Could you hear me
Hello?
properly?
Yeah, all good.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yes. So, this is the first time that we're, meeting you. And first
Yeah.
time din, no, papakita natin yung book mo here live. Wandering Paradise. We're gonna talk about this. I'm happy that I'm finally meeting you because I actually listened to your podcast, The Meaning of Life podcast.
Oh wow. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Wow. Ayun. So, Tristan, can you tell our viewers what is this book all about?
Yeah. So first off, thanks for having me. I really appreciate being here and like being part of this all virtual book launch and everything. Wandering Paradise. It's something that's you know I wrote it like a year. I finished it like a year ago. It's a journey about a girl basically named Joanna Wonder who goes through the struggle of losing her grandfather, and though her grandfather, I'm sure, I mean, we all have grandfathers, and we can all relate to that feeling of having one, and it's the tragedy of losing a loved one, but not just any loved one, because her grandfather is actually the richest man in the world, the richest person in the world. So she goes through like the journey and process of processing that loss, and just trying to figure out basically the details of his death. And it's not in her expectations to dive into his casket on the day of his wake, but that's what happens because there's something loose afoot, and she suspects something afoot, something not right with the circumstances of his death. So yeah, that's really like a brief gist of it.
Ayun. So I was like gonna ask you, how rich is Jonathan Wonders? Can we compare him to like Bill Gates or mas may
Uh yeah, Jonathan Wonder, I guess we can compare him to the richest man in the world right now, Elon Musk, but I'd say he's like at least thrice the net worth of Elon Musk. So imagine being rich enough, Jonathan Wonder, being rich enough to create his own country.
Mm-mm,
That's as far as he went. He made his own country. Like imagine the Vatican City, but instead of religion being at the forefront of your
mm-mm.
sovereignty, it's technology. So he's that rich to create his own country inside the Philippines, at the heart of northern Luzon. That's what he did. Yeah.
Of all the countries in the world, he chose the Philippines.
What? Where else? Where else?
Well, this is like sci-fi slash crime lab.
it's
Tama ba?
it's
Sci-fi.
like it's like science fiction, but also there's a bit of mystery as well. There's a lot
Mm-mm,
of fantasy elements as well. So I'd say it's a mixture of those three.
mm-mm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Oo. So should we actually, like, one of the things, no, that readers should find out is ano ba, who killed him, or he actually died naturally, right? Si Jonathan
Yeah.
Taylor.
That's
Oo.
what that's what that's what's presented. Yes, but the I guess the main crux of the story, the book, is that not necessarily who killed Jonathan Wonder, but because we don't know if there's anyone who did kill him. But it's the circumstances of his death and how he died and the process of that and Joanna's discovery of that and
Mm-mm,
what happened to him leading up to his death, because
mm-mm,
it's not she of all people, because she's the one who's closest to her grandfather.
mm-mm.
A lot of people, when you're rich and famous, you know a lot of people, but not a lot of people really, truly know you. So of all the people, of all the family members, Joanna is the one who knows her grandfather the best, or that's what she thinks. And so she feels as if it is her own responsibility to figure out, to do justice to him, to figure out there is something else going on here. Or maybe she's just in denial. Maybe she's just a kid. Maybe she's just in denial now. Did he really just die? Or, yeah.
Yeah. How old is Joanna?
Yeah, Joanna's, during the story, Joanna's in high school.
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so we'd say
Kinakapture
she's about like 15, 16, something along those lines. It's not specified, but she's in high school,
Oo,
living the
she's in
life.
high school. And then parang her life should we say na her life was turned upside down when she heard the news?
Definitely. It's
That
like losing loved one, right? And losing her best friend, because her grandfather is her best friend as well, or one of her closest friends. So it's a two-hit combo. Yeah, definitely upside down, world turned upside down.
and then I would like to point out in this book, yan, I want to show it again, Wandering Paradise. I just want to point out na when he died, Jonathan Wonder, when he died, uh, in about 2 days, all the powerful people around the globe flew into the Philippines. Ano pangalan ng country niya? Like Vatican City,
Wonder City.
Wonder City. Ayun.
Wonder City.
Flew into Wonder City just to attend the wake, and that's like 100 people. Tama ba? Ayan,
Yeah.
hello. Ayan, nawawala.
Hello, yes.
Okay. Hello, hello. Yeah.
Hi, hi.
Yun.
Yeah, 100 people, 100 of the most powerful
Okay.
and
Yeah, I
influential
think.
people in the world goes to his wake, because he makes the guest list. He makes the guest list for his own wake a few days before he dies. So, and that's one of the triggers. Like,
Mhm.
why would you do that unless you knew, right? So, or at least that's what's going on in Joanna's head. So, yeah, it's a chaotic thing. Imagine it's like 100 of the most powerful, influential people in just one place. That's a recipe for I don't know, disaster or some interesting hullabaloo going on. So yeah.
Ayun, they'll just have to find out. Kasi, yeah, like, I cannot imagine, like, even in our world today, is that even possible to have all those powerful people to be in one place? But hey, this is sci-fi. What's the year of this, the setting of this book?
So the events of the book take place about more or less the same time as us, 2022. It's not really specified, but at least the same time or a few years after our own years, our own book, or I
Mhm,
mean our own timeline. So but in this case, it's the world takes a different track, or technology takes a different track, because of the actions of one person, which is Jonathan Wonder. He's a genius, basically, who engineers a city that functions entirely on uh solar and wind power, and
mhm,
uh everything. He basically revolutionizes the energy industries around the world. So the difference is in the history, there is a person who actually was able to do that. So uh yeah, but it's more or less the same time, like
mhm.
where we are right now.
Okay, so do we have a culprit? Like, is Joanna hunting for something or someone ba in this book?
Yeah, so Joanna's trying to fix something. Joanna's trying to fix and to fix the last few problems that Jonathan Wonder left her to fix. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the main uh the bale crux of what she's trying to do. And we don't know if she can do it. She doesn't know if she can do it, and she's trying to figure out like the whole circumstances of everything, because she doesn't know, was this done on purpose, was this not done on purpose, did he just die on accident? But she doesn't believe that. She doesn't want to believe that, Jonathan is the most capable man on the planet, and to just be succumb to death so easily, that's not something Joanna's willing to accept. Not readily, not at all.
Mm-mm. Oo. And then, may statement dito sa blurb, no? Death is constant. Or is it? So, are we referring to Jonathan dito? So, sa line na to, like, is he constantly dead na ba?
Yeah. So as we know, no, in our world, death is constant. Of course,
Hmm.
everyone who lives dies
Mm-mm.
eventually. Unfortunately, maybe, or you know, it's just the way things are. But maybe there are planes in the world, or dimensions, or places in the world that our senses just can't tap or reach, and
Mm-mm.
um maybe the most capable man in the world, the smartest man, the richest man in the world, Jonathan Wonder, managed to find something out that the rest of humanity did not.
Mm-mm.
And um as it relates to life and death, um what is death? I think that is one of the main things that Jonathan and Joanna tackle. Uh,
Mm-mm.
uh, Joanna tackles through her journey in trying to figure out what happened to her grandfather. Is death truly constant? Is death truly here with
Mm-hmm.
with Jonathan? Is it what is it really? And how does this universe of ours work? So those are the questions she asks herself. Not in a zombie like way though. Not in a zombie like way na, Jonathan gets revived and eats brains or whatever. But no, yeah. Just managing expectations here, yeah.
Okay, so okay, may questions ako eh.
Yeah.
Because like if you're the richest and smartest man in the world, so of course you'll find out, or you'll try to find a way on how to lengthen your life on Earth. Like, would you say that's how it went in this story, or hindi naman actually ganun? Once you
Um
be a vampire or something.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, we don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you know, Cindy. But I don't know what the richest people in our world are trying to do. I'm sure they're trying to do something, about reaching immortality or lengthening one's life. I mean, of course, healthcare and everything, and research towards health, um engineering, and our institutes. But with Jonathan Wonder, of course, he has the resources basically to do anything. But there are some things in the world that no amount of money can attain or achieve, and one of that is knowledge. I mean, of course, you can pay for education, you can pay for books to read and to know things, but there are just some pieces of knowledge that does not exist yet, or has not graced the collective subconscious of humanity as of yet. So it's a journey as to which Jonathan takes to himself, not really to search for ways to lengthen his life or to reach immortality or whatever, but finding out what life is exactly, and how the afterlife works, and maybe to go so far as to die, but we don't know that. Uh so it's that kind of thing. You can't buy knowledge on the after. Regardless of how much money we have, no one can
Right.
truly know what happens after we die, right? So Oh, it's one of those things. It's one of those things you can't figure out.
Ayun. Is it a coincidence na you're the host of the Meaning of Life podcast and you decided to write this book, Tristan?
Definitely, I don't think it's a I don't think it's a coincidence. So I think I'm just really drawn to stories that explore the details of life, that explore uh our experiences of life. And these are the
Mhm.
questions we ask. I mean, at least for me, that's the question I've asked forever. Ever since I knew how to ask questions. Like, what happens after we die? What happens after? And it's the whys, it's the whats, it's the hows that interest me. So that's this kind of stories, that's the kind of topics I'm willing to write, a novel about, a story about that kind of does my inquiries justice. Now maybe I can create my own what do you call it, my own versions of the answers to those questions we don't have answers yet to.
Okay, because I'm gonna ask you another question now.
Yeah,
Because
for
like
sure.
sometimes, well, why don't we deep dive just a little bit to, in this area of life? Because sometimes sometimes I ask myself because I work hard. I'm sure a lot of people work hard, but then after reaching a certain age, na parang okay, so what do I do next?
Uh-huh.
Um, okay, let's say you reach the age of 70. Of course, we're not gonna be Jonathan Wonder. No? We're not gonna be that person, but
I mean, who knows, right? Who
who
knows, Cindy?
knows?
Maybe.
Who knows? But yeah, sometimes you'll ask yourself, no, why? What am I doing? Why am I doing this? Even like we're all gonna die anyway. So have you? I just listened to a few episodes of your podcast, but have you actually addressed this in your podcast?
uh, I I'm not sure if I'd addressed it like directly, but it's more of like the meaning to our lives, right? It's in the it's such a cliche thing. What's the meaning of life? It's just a cliche question. And what I've discovered throughout my conversations with people is that we all have different answers to the question, which is interesting to say the least, because we all live our lives. Definitely. It just depends on how, right? How we live our lives, how we spend our time, how we um go about our desires or wants or needs through our actions. And the interesting about that question is that everyone has a different answer because everyone has different lives, even though may have similar backgrounds. Even though two twins maybe have the same parents, the same birthday, the same age, but the same face even, but can have entirely different answers to that question. And it's beautiful because that means life does not have a set path. It's a choose your own adventure. It's something that you can create on for yourself. So maybe the question you asked a while ago, like, why do we do all these things if we die anyway? It's For me, it's the importance of it that counts. It's precisely why it's important. It's because we don't have enough time in the world for for everything. So whatever we do now with the limited years that we have, that's the significant things. That's the most significant things that we can we can offer ourselves and offer everyone else.
Ayun, that's a great answer. Not addressing it directly, but still. But you know what? I also with questions that we want to address, I would like to address two questions from our commenters. One is from Carol. She asked, "Will Joanna meet a love interest while trying to do what she want to do?"
Will Joanna meet a love interest? It depends on how you perceive, the relationships that she makes along the way, because she does make some friendships, relationships along the way. But not not explicitly, no. I won't say it's like romance and love is romantic love, I mean, is a main theme in this story. But yeah, I mean, it it it's it's up to you. It's up to your interpretation. But no, not really. Not really.
Great. Okay, yeah. So thank you, Carol, for that question. And we have Jenny. Doc Jenny, fate versus predestination. What's your inclination?
Fate versus predestination. I love this question. I actually uh in pondering life and its meaning, of course, and what we're bound to do, I guess one is to say destiny um forges our lives, what we're meant to become. But I would like to say that it's not really a dichotomy of, for example, one or the other. Do we have choice in our lives? Do we have a destiny that is carved on us by some divine being or by some greater power? I think lives are a combination of destiny and free will. I think those two work together. There are things in our lives that we can't control, and that's our fate, part of our fate, I guess, part of our destiny, like where we're born, when we're born, to who we're born to, um, the physical, things we can't change about ourselves. Those are parts of our destiny. We can't change that. But everything else, the choices we make, the friendships we choose to have and retain through years and decades of our life, that's a choice. That's free will. And I think it's a collaboration between a lot of different um, concepts, a lot of different strings in the universe that exist in our lives. So it's a synchronization of everything, I think.
I
But
guess.
I'd like to believe that we have more choice on where we're going than none at all.
Well, some perhaps does. Some baka sometimes it's their choice then to have those choices. No?
Yeah.
Yeah. Third and last question that we want to address before we read the excerpts is from Angeline Pascual. What's the biggest literary influence for Wandering Paradise? Ayan.
Oh wow. Okay. Literary influences. I don't really there's no explicit literary influence in creating the book and the story, but I do have influences, I guess, for the characters themselves. Um two of my favorite two of my favorite authors of all time are George R. R. Martin and Neil Gaiman. I love their stories. I think they create stories that are wonderful and beautiful and meaningful as well. But seeing this isn't a historical fantasy war novel, no, it's not really a George R. R. Martin type thing to create something like this. Um, but I think Neil's writing really, particularly Sandman, because when I wrote this, I was also reading Sandman during the time, and so maybe that's the biggest literary influence for Wandering Paradise. But apart from that, um, I think the biggest influence, not literary, but just media influence for the
Mhm.
story is Over the Garden Wall, one of the best cartoons, I'd say, or animated short series to exist, along with Avatar and Arcane. But yeah, I think Over the Garden Wall influenced it a lot, even though unknowingly. Yeah, yeah. So Neil Gaiman and Over the Garden Wall.
I have to check out Over the Garden Wall.
You
But
should.
yeah,
Take
ah,
it as a recommendation. It's a 10
I might
episode,
miss a lot.
20 minutes.
My goodness.
Nag-advertise pala, no? Ng ibang ano. But yeah.
Sige, let me check that out. But speaking of advertisement, I just want to tell people that they can get your book. It's now available on Shopee, Lazada, and also on our website for only 370 pesos. May mga nag-order na, by the way.
Oh, wow.
We're
Thank
rushing.
you. Thank you to everyone who ordered.
Yes, yes, yeah. So ang ganda ng book, it's premium matte cover and well, white paper, but anyway, it's the content na yung siksik. Okay, so by the way, Tristan, we're ready for your excerpt. Do you have any chosen which one, which part you want to read to our audience right now?
Which part? Okay. Maybe I'll just put in here just a part of the first few. Hold on.
Ayun, by the way, one lucky commenter will win a free book of their choice, but we're going to announce that after my dinner. So like 9 to 10 p.m. ish. So thank you so much for your patience, but watch out for this announcement tonight.
All right. So maybe I can read a page. I can read a
Yeah,
short page, about it.
please.
So yeah, here. So this is along, first chapter, not really much into it yet. And Joanna Wonder just came off a conversation with her brother, Jonas. And her brother Jonas told her about something, maybe um Jonathan, just felt something and didn't tell anyone in the family. So this is Joanna's thoughts. Maybe he felt something he didn't tell us. Her brother's words rang in her ears. Jonas had the truth to it, though, even if Joanna didn't want to admit it herself. Grandpa never liked to disclose things he found to be unnecessarily burdensome. It hurt him to keep secrets, but he kept them all the same. He was prideful that way. We have that in common, Grandpa had told her. Once, when younger Joanna was crying horribly, but she didn't want to talk about it, Grandpa knew. The bruise on her cheek did all the talking for her. I'm missing something, Joanna thought. Some fine, crucial detail. She scattered across the room, opened her corner drawer, and drew out her dusty old laptop. It took a while to boot up. Joanna needed her strained eyes. She looked across the garden, and again, the first person she saw was Benjamin Toll. And again, he was alone. Is it raining, or is he just Thunder roared, and the first few drops of rain splattered on the window. The light drizzled. The light drizzle made the mourners march timidly from the garden to the house's shade, careful not to get the diamonds in their clothes lost in the dirt. Soon, the caterers, equipment in hand, scrambled and followed suit. With no one in the garden, Grandpa's casket looked lonelier and sadder than before. Grandpa always liked the color white, so it made sense to have his casket white too, though it looked gray because of the rain. Joanna cracked her knuckles and straightened her back. Her eyes darted from one unrecognizable person to another. The mourners kind of looked like ants from this angle. Ants without a queen. In this case, a king. Jonathan Wonder was gone, hiding inside his white marble casket. His casket that looked like a castle. And then the castle shook. I mean, the casket. The casket shook. Yeah, that's it. That's the
Wow.
page.
Oh my God. Yeah. I love those lines. You really have a way with your words. Because I've read lots of novels before, lots of manuscripts, and sometimes they end up no parang hindi sila natural pakinggan, but these lines they all blended very well with each other. And
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, very well written, Tristan. Thank you. Thank you for that. Wandering Paradise, 370 pesos. Yes. Please get your copy now. Yes, it's a
Yeah.
very interesting book. It's a very interesting book. So yes, we have a lot of commenters here, and so you just read that part wherein Joanna's looking for something, and something was shaking. Ano ba? Was it the casket
Yeah.
or the castle? It's
Yeah.
yun.
Because Jonathan was like the king to the world, right? He was the richest man in
Mm,
the world by far. And it was Joanna's thoughts we were tracking. And weirdly, she saw the casket, the white marble casket, shake from her perspective in her room. She was in her
mm,
room that time, so she had a view of the wake, the mourners, the people who were there, and the casket, and it shook. It shook weird, like caskets don't shake unless there's an earthquake, right? So it shook weirdly enough. So why did it shake? Did it actually shake, or was she just hallucinating? You don't know. So yeah, maybe you guys can buy the book
yes.
to know. Yeah.
Yes, buy the book to know more about these mysteries, little mysteries surrounding Joanna Wonder and Jonathan Wonder. Ayan. So I just have one last question. So aside from Jonathan and Joanna, meron pa ba tayong ibang characters na dapat abangan sa book na to?
Yeah, so of course the main two that the book centers on is the main one is Joanna because it's her journey, it's her story. And of course her grandfather Jonathan Wonder. There's also Joanna's brother, um Jonas. So he's kind of a side character that Joanna has a loving but medyo bantering relationship with, and a mysterious girl named Anna. Um ANA, yeah, Anna. So that mysteriously just appears out of nowhere and is weirdly looking for Joanna. So that's something we get to figure out through reading the book, through the first few chapters and everything. So I've heard someone say before, bakit magkakatunog yung mga pangalan, Joanna, Anna, Hannah. May reason yan. Pero yeah, bear with me na lang. Hopefully you guys keep track of the characters. There's not a lot of them. Pero yeah, yun nga.
Teka, may sequel ba to? Will there be a sequel?
Is there a sequel? Oh, I don't plan on having a sequel, but for it, because I think it's a good wrapped up short novel. But maybe in the future, who knows? No, who knows in the future when if there's a need or there's a call for it, uh for my own internal feeling that maybe there should be a second book to this. Maybe I'd love to revisit the world of Wandering Paradise, to write something about them again, because I do miss them, the characters.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe, but for now I'm not really thinking about it.
Because like you built this completely new world. 2022 Philippines, you know, up there. I love this. I love this world. I mean,
There's
if
a
only,
world. There's a
if
world where the
only.
Philippines are
Yeah,
highly regarded. Hopefully, it happens to our world as well, no?
small country. Okay. Yeah. So Tristan, where can we find you in the meantime for our viewers?
Yeah, just you can follow my socials, Twitter, Instagram at Tristan Dillon. That's DYLN without an A. Uh, I know a lot of people,
Hi. Sorry.
nagkakamali dun sa ano. It's a common thing. It's a weird spelling. I understand. But yeah, you can also follow the Meaning of Life podcast on Spotify, on Instagram as well, and on Facebook. So just search the Meaning of Life podcast. But I haven't uploaded in a while, but I plan to upload soon as well. More and more throughout the. If you want to hear my thoughts, no, if you're still not sick or sawa of my thoughts after this book launch, if you're not sick of my voice, you can search that up on Spotify. But yeah, just at Tristan Dillon on the socials and everything everywhere else. Yeah.
Yeah, please upload more episodes because like I was like surprised na, oh no, mabibitin ako dito kasi 2021 ba yung huling
Yeah.
episode?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
believe so. I believe so. I
Like,
believe I
oh
made one recently, but just one
yeah,
episode in 2022. But yeah, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it.
yun. Thank you, Tristan. Thank you so much for gracing this Eight Letters Facebook Live. And to our viewers, I just want to tell you that you have a chance to win one of these three books. Something's happening in Blake's mind, Paghealom, and Wandering Paradise. Ayan. Ayan. So yeah, your choice. Okay, so isa lang. Kung hindi kayo nanalo, please buy. Ayun. Yun. Get Tristan's book. It's only
Yeah.
370. Yeah.
Come on, you have to figure out the rest of the story, guys. The excerpt I read was, just a crumb. Yes,
Mm-mm.
it's there. It's there. It's there.
I
Just
love this three batch of books because this batch na ni-launch natin today, sila yung mga like ang dami ng orders agad. So I'm so happy.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Yeah.
Yun. Thank you, Tristan, and thank you to our viewers. Please stay tuned. We'll announce the winner uh, tonight, 9 or 10 p.m. Ayun.
Will that
Thank
be
you.
on the Facebook page as well? The Eight Letters Facebook page.
Yes, absolutely. So we'll
All
we'll
right.
announce the winner. Well, we'll just probably post the uh, status. Yung pangalan. We'll
Yeah.
post the name of the lucky winner. Ayun.
Yeah.
So we also have commenters here. Congratulations, congrats, Stan. I love Wandering Paradise. Give me a copy. By from Glenda.
Oh, for
Legend,
sure.
legendary. Sabi ni Carlos. And
Wow.
uh, from Mahagway Mendros. Congrats, you. Ayan. What
Thanks. Thank
else?
you. Thank you.
Ayun. Congratulations from Doc Jenny. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So thank you so much for our commenters. So keep on commenting because who knows, you might win a book of your choice. And thank you so much and see you next Saturday.
Thank you. Thanks, Cindy. Thanks, Eight Letters. Thank you. Thank you, everyone who tuned in. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tristan. Bye.